She was ready to deny the existence of space and time rather than admit that love might not be eternal. One's life has value so long as one attributes value to the life of others. One is not born, but rather becomes, a woman. That's what I consider true generosity. You give your all, and yet you always feel as if it costs you nothing. Her wings are cut, and then she is blamed for not knowing how to fly. A man attaches himself to woman not to enjoy her, but to enjoy himself. No one is more arrogant toward women, more aggressive or scornful, than the man who is anxious about his virility. Man is defined as a human being and a woman as a female. Whenever she behaves as a human being, she is said to imitate the male. To lose confidence in one's body is to lose confidence in oneself. What an odd thing a diary is. The things you omit are more important than those you put in. One's life has value so long as one attributes value to the life of others, by means of love, friendship, and compassion. All oppression creates a state of war, and this is no exception. I tore myself away from the safe comfort of certainties through my love for truth, and truth rewarded me. I was made for another planet altogether. I mistook the way. The body is not a thing, it is a situation. It is our grasp on the world and our sketch of our project. If you live long enough, you'll see that every victory turns into a defeat. If the feminine issue is so absurd, is because the male's arrogance made it a discussion. Change your life today. Don't gamble on the future, act now, without delay. I wish that every human life might be pure transparent freedom. What would Prince Charming have for occupation if he had not to awaken the sleeping beauty? Fathers never have exactly the daughters they want because they invent a notion of them that the daughters have to conform to. She would never change, but one day at the touch of a fingertip she would fall to dust. Capabilities are clearly manifested only when they have been realized. To catch a husband is an art, to hold him is a job. Be loved, be admired, be necessary, be somebody. It is in the knowledge of the genuine conditions of our lives that we must draw our strength to live and our reasons for living. To abstain from politics is in itself a political attitude. There is something in the New York air that makes sleep useless. I could see no reason for being sad. It's just that it makes me unhappy not to feel happy. Today, however, we are having a hard time living because we are so bent on outwitting death. Some things I loved have vanished. A great many others have been given to me. It is so tiring to hate someone you love. counseling man to treat her as a slave while persuading her that she is a queen. Self-consciousness is not knowledge but a story one tells about oneself. I love you, with a touch of tragedy and quite madly. A day in which I don't write leaves a taste of ashes. The word love has by no means the same sense for both sexes, and this is one cause of the serious misunderstandings that divide them. People seem to think that if you keep your head empty, you automatically fill your balls. Oppression tries to defend itself by its utility. Self-knowledge is no guarantee of happiness, but it is on the side of happiness and can supply the courage to fight for it. What is an adult? A child blown up by age. All success cloaks a surrender. I was very fond of Langnau's phrase, "I have no comfort but in my absolute despair." The body is the instrument of our hold on the world. If so few female geniuses are found in history, it is because society denies them any means of expression. To will oneself moral and to will oneself free are one and the same decision. You have never had any confidence in him. And if he has no confidence in himself, it is because he sees himself through your eyes. Girls are weighed down by restrictions, boys with demands, two equally harmful disciplines. She was not to look beyond herself for the meaning of her life. It is dreadful to think that behind me my own past is no longer anything but shifting darkness. Weakness is weakness only in light of the aims man sets for himself, the instruments at his disposal and the laws he imposes. I realized that even if we went on talking till Judgment Day, I would still find the time all too short. Man must not attempt to dispel the ambiguity of his being but, on the contrary, accept the task of realizing it. That the child is the supreme aim of woman is a statement having precisely the value of an advertising slogan. He formed his sentences hesitantly and then threw them at me with such force that I felt as if I were receiving a present each time. You said something very true the other day, that for us, nudity begins with the face. One of the benefits that oppression secures for the oppressor is that the humblest among them feels superior. The whole world was nothing but an exile with no hope of a return.